As seen previously in the last video, yes, I do have Transformers Studio Series number 14, Voyager class Autobot Ironhide. Yeah, with a little bit of some inside help, I was able to acquire this figure a little earlier than finding him at retail chains. So, yay, I get to show him off for your viewing pleasure today. Hopefully I don't piss people off or make you jealous. That's not my intention. Anyway, before we take a look at him, let's put him aside and take a look at the packaging as partake of every single video review on this channel. So here's Ironhide with a very cool looking face that's got a bit of a battle mask going on here. I don't recognize that, but hey, it is what it is. Anyway, it's a nice looking face, and the only reason I'm saying that is, well, you'll find out in a little bit. Number 14, Studio Series, Autobot logo, Autobot Ironhide, which is trademarked, HS8 and Plus, Hasbro's logo, to the Takara logo to let you know they're dual branding, Transformers, the very first movie, to let you know that's where this figure comes from, or his character comes from, said figure, and I've gone cross-eyed. Transformers, going up to the Misaligned Generations logo at the top right corner, on to the side here, and look at this. Another change in artwork from the side packaging instead of the front packaging being used yet again, just like Megatron's. Wow, they are changing something. The only thing they won't change is this freaking thing here for the Decepticon figures. Now, it makes sense here because he's an Autobot, but Megatron and all the other Decepticons should have Decepticon logo. I'm just expressing myself way too much. Anyway, there's the authentic Transformers stamp, which, to remind you yet again, if it doesn't say authentic, it's a knockoff. I sound like robot. On to the side here. Here we got Ironhide, yet again, very cool looking, in your face, right, Studio Series, number 14 up here, and two on the back here, we've got some information which you can pause the viewer and read if you so want, from here, to the backdrop being the Mission City battle, again. Was this the third time now? Anyway, we've got 27 steps of transformation from Ironhide being in his truck mode to his robot mode, and my god, is it a bit of a challenge. Right. Anyway, we do have other figures available, with the previously reviewed action figure being Voyager Megatron. There's Optimus Prime and Starscream. All the Voyagers pretty much neatly fashioned in a lineup here. Right. So there's the backdrop, and there's not much else to say, so let's go ahead and put this away. And let's bring back in the action figure, and before we take a look at Ironhide yet again, I have to take some time to show off the instructions, as the only other content that this figure comes with, except for the backdrop, which is still in the box, and we'll see that later anyway. But, yep, just doing my job, people. You want it? Here we go. There you go. Hopefully that helped you out. Anyway, lowering the camera so we can finally get to the truck here. 4 minutes into the video and me just rambling about nonsense here, we can finally showcase what happens to be an oversized truck. I mean, it's perfect. It's accurate. It is, in fact, Ironhide from the 2007 movie in all of his glory in his truck mode. I mean, you've got all the detail that you could possibly ask for the GMC logo. Down below that, you've got, it's not going to come out. Come on now. Come on, focus. There it is. Ah, you can see it. Road armor. Yep, it's got the logo down below the bumper. They didn't have to do that, but I'm so glad that they did. Onto the back here, we've got the famous Autobot logo being on the back of the, what's this called? The tailgate door, right? That's what it's called? Tailgate? Tailgate? Yeah, tailgate, right. Anyway, so we got some painted tail lights as well, which is nice. We got the 4x4 on this side and this side. We've got that vent thing right here and this side from the front of the truck, and on this side it's not present, but we do get a very nice Autobot logo. That might be actually accurate to the film. I'm not so sure, but it, you know, it could be a weird placement just because. Not much else to really show off except that we do have some very nice solid paint here. Very nicely painted lights right here. Not much else to really say. I'm just showing off all the detail. And then yes, his weapon is being stored right here, which you can untab. And you do have an option, because you've got a small little tab here and you got a small little tab here for the cannons. If you wanted to, you can tab them separately onto the back of the truck like so. It's an option. Display it however you want, if you want to keep him in this mode. Anyway, let's do some side-by-side comparisons, because there's not much else to really say about this, and you're about to see what could perhaps be the most hilarious scale in comparisons to the Studio Series right now. I mean, this is a Voyager class figure, yes, but you know, I understand what they're going about here. As I mentioned over and over again in this review miniseries, it's basically this. It's Hasbro and Takara have incorporated 1-in-1 scale accuracy with the action figures in the robot modes, not, and I repeat, not for their vehicle modes. And here's why. Starting off with Ratchet. By all accounts, this does not make any sense, and we're not done there. Let's bring in Studio Series Bumblebee, and it doesn't look too bad. It's still a little oversized, but it's about to get worse here, people. Here's Decepticon Crowbar. This is it's huge, right? Okay, so here's Decepticon Stinger. Let's bring in Baby Scorponok. Yep, there you got that. Here's Studio Series Megatron, as previously reviewed, and yeah, this is getting awkward, isn't it? Yes. And moving right along, here's Starscream, who just pushed Ironhide. Naughty. Right. So, yeah, this doesn't make any sense for a truck being bigger than a jet, and we're not done there, because I'm going to showcase every single one that I've got. Here's Thundercracker. Yep, there you have that. Well, we're not done there, people. Here's Decepticon Brawl. A tank compared to this truck. It's getting funnier. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. What world are we living in? Right, we're not done. Let's bring in Grimlock, just because he's the second to last one that's closer to me. And, well, this ain't too bad. Right, so there we have that. Okay, so we kind of resolved that problem with that, but, and then we have to bring in, this guy. And even though he's huge, no, absolutely not, no, no way, no, no, right, I'm flipping out here, people. So moving right along with the transformation part of the video, which is going to take maybe about 5 minutes if I stop flapping my lips. Let's go ahead and remove his cannons and put them aside. We'll get back to those later. And we're going to start off by untabbing this section right here. Easier said than done. Pretty tight on my figure. Your results could be different. There we go. Flip out the doors, just like that. Then we're going to come right here, and this whole top section is going to pop open, as it should. Pretty tight, once again. But once you get your fingernails under there, you untab it like so. There we go. And then you bring out his arms. And keep this up like that, because now we're going to work here. Making up the legs first, people. So, simple enough. Just go ahead and untab this, like so. Next thing to do is to untab this part right here, and then we're going to flip down his feet and fold in the wheel, just like that. Very nicely hidden in robot mode. I love it. Okay, so this back section here is going to, this part right here is going to go right into this slot right here. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see that little gap right there. That's where it's going to go. If you got it lined up just right, it should go in no problem. If you don't, angle it up some more, and there you go. Now to do the same thing on this one. There we go. And there are the legs of Ironhide. Bring them down a little bit so we can have his crotch section in front, like so. Okay. And then we're going to take the windshield and flip it in like so. That's going to be part of his backpack, and we'll get back to that in just a moment. Angle the camera up just a little bit more so we can see all this. And untab the front bumper, as it should. Just like that. Not too much, but it should give enough clearance. Okay, bring back his head just a little bit, because now we're going to have to bring down his arms. Just like this. Okay. Rotate the hands. And his arms are pretty much done there. And then untab this top section here, which is on a very, very tight joint. There's like really hardly any way to get this to pry open easily. There we go. But once you finally do get it, next thing to do is to angle it out like so. It's the same thing on this one here. Angle it out. So now you can bring up his chest, just like that. And now we can go ahead and take this bumper here and plop it down here. Should tab in like so. There we go. Waistline is complete. And now, this is going to be hard to see, but there's tab right here. It's going to go into this slot right here, and you have to angle it just right in order to get this to work. And it took me some time to figure out how to really do this, and still to this point of this review, I have no idea on how to really get this to work out too well, but just like that. I mean, it's difficult. It is. Don't worry, you're not going to break it, but it does take some force to actually get it to go in there just right. But let's see if we can get this one. Now, this is the one that kind of, it resists this one right here. I don't know why, but there we go. Actually, no, I think I missed. Okay, let me try again. There we go. Now it's in there. Okay. See, the transformation isn't done properly unless you get those to tab in just right. Gives him the perfect angle for his chest. Now we can bring the wheels all the way in like so, and bring down his arms just a little bit more on this hinge. Like so. Make sure they're rotated the right way. There we go. Okay, now we can flip down his head. And there's a tab right here at this section that's going to go into the slot in his neck. But yeah. There we go. Okay, next thing to do is to come back here and flip up his backpack. It's gonna catch like that. There we go. And then what we're gonna do next is angle the door just like that, and then we're gonna fold in this bit right here like this. There we go. That creates his shoulder pads, I guess you could say. Stay back there. They rest back here. That's all you can really do. Last thing to do, which I actually should have done before doing that, correct myself real quickly, is you want to get your fingernails in here and flip out these, I don't know what to call them. Put that back. Do the same thing on this side here. Put this back. Move his arm. Get in here and flip this section out. Easier said than done. If you don't have fingernails, it's going to be quite the challenge, but there we go. And then put all this back in place. My apologies for that. Part of the instructions I seem to forget still. But just everything to your liking now. And lo and behold, here is Ironhide in his robot mode, and he looks amazing. He's one of the best looking, if not most accurate, Studio Series figures to come out of this line. I mean, there's really nothing about this figure that I can say any negativity about, but I can throw a little minor nitpick here and there, and I'll go ahead and start by saying this bumper section is a bit of a nuisance, but I will say it doesn't bother me as bad as some of the other reviewers out there are making this to be. I mean, it is something, but to me, it really doesn't bother me. It looks okay. I mean, it would have been nice if there were some hinges to fold it back there, But regardless, again, it's not really that much of a burden. This actually is a pretty cool and probably the best Studio Series figure to come out of the line. It's so cool. He is so amazing. He does have a lot of black on him. I really wish there was some color down here to break up all this plain plastic. But I will say, it's not completely solid black. I mean, we do have a little bit of some color, just a little bit. Basically, these silver bits here and the silver bit for his crotch section. Let's get to some of the nice detail on this guy, like his face. Now, I know a lot of people were bickering about his sculpt of his face basically being so improportionate, or what's the word that I'm really looking for here? Weird looking. But this is actually what Ironhide's face looked like in the movie. One eye is bigger than the other. The other one looks like it's squinting, like he's having a seizure or something. You will notice that this top section here is kind of angled going down to the right side. Yeah. I guess it's like combat damage or something that happened during the Cybertronian Wars before the actual start of the 2007 movie. I don't know. I didn't read the prequel comics, but it could be something like that. Still, though, some very nice detail, and probably one of the better looking paint jobs for both his eyes here. I've seen some other reviewers on YouTube saying how sloppy it is. Mine isn't that bad. It looks pretty good. Anyway, let's get to the articulation on him. He's got a ball jointed head, but due to the sculpting, the design of the head just gets in the way of everything. You're not going to get any up or down. No real tiltage, but you do get your left and right. But it does hit on his truck pieces here. I mean, that's basically the way it is. Anyway, to the shoulders, we got some weird hinges going on here due to transformation. You get a butterfly joint, so that's nice. You do have your up and down movement. You're not going to get a full rotation because it just gets in the way, you know, his truck pieces. It is what it is. You do have a bicep swivel joint, which is nice. You also have single jointed elbows. It does get 90 degrees of bend. That's all you can really ask for. You got wrist rotation, which you don't get on many deluxe or even Voyager figures these days. So the fact that he's got that is nice. No waist joint due to transformation, but the legs do get this much kicking forward and this much going back with no hindrance whatsoever. And you also do get your JCVD split, you know, your perfect seal quality right there. I love posting that. Anyway, we do have a thigh swivel joint. We got single jointed knees that does get 90 degrees of bend, even with all this in the back. Perfect. I just love it. And then you got your hinge joint for up and down movement at the big feet of his. And no ankle rocker pivot, but that's okay. It's to be expected with some figures. Now, let's go ahead and get to his cannons. Simple enough. Very nicely detailed. I think I did show these off earlier. I have to correct myself sometimes. But, yep. Basically, what you can do is you can take this tab right here. It's going to go into this hole right here. Like so. That's one. And this one here, while not fully painted, and it is a massive release to the figure himself, so be expecting this. I mean, if you want to paint it in, it's fine, but it's pretty accurate. Okay, so anyway, same thing on this side here. Tab it in. Like so, and now he's got his cannons. Right. So, Ironhide is a really, really cool figure, and what's cool about him is the fact that even though in his vehicle form he's huge compared to all the other Studio Series figures, let's raise the camera up a little bit so I can show this off, he is totally 1-in-1 scale with all the other characters in their robot mode regardless, because that's what the Studio Series is calling for. Starting off with Studio Series Bumblebee here, as I get him to line up just right with him. As you can see, pretty good size. Here's Autobot Ratchet. Right. Decepticon Stinger. Little Scorponok. There you go. Decepticon Crowbar. Decepticon Brawl. It's no laughing joke anymore with this scale. Here's Optimus Prime. Decepticon Thundercracker, Air Commander Starscream, Decepticon Leader Megatron, Leader Class Blackout, and currently the last Studio Series action figure I have in this line, Grimlock. And now for the final thing to show off, the last contents to come out of this box set, the backdrop. And as you can see, it is once again, just like Ratchet, the very same backdrop for the Mission City battle. But regardless, it's the same details except for number 14 here being for Ironhide and no one else. Your Misaligned Generations logo at the top right corner there. You got your Transformers logo, your Autobot logo, your Transformers logo representing the 2007 movie, and then of course your authentic Transformers stamp, which, to remind you, if it doesn't say authentic, it's a knockoff. And it's on that very nice sturdy cardboard, which means it's not going to fall over like Studio Series crowbars did. But anyway, let's put the figure on and get the final look at this. And as you can see, once I stretch it out some, that's really good. I mean, it's a perfect size for him. He's not too big on it. He's not too small on it. It works just fine on him. So, you know, that's a big win here. It really is. I really do like this figure. I don't like him. I love him. What am I talking about? He's just so perfect in many ways. And again, when compared to all the other Studio Series figures, this one just literally looks the best. The only minor nitpick, again, about this figure, and this isn't even a negative, is just that bumper. I really wish there was something Hasbro could have done with it, but again, unlike some other reviewers out there who have complained about this, it really doesn't bother me that much. At least I can say I'm thankful enough that it does break up all this black plastic that goes all the way up to just the truck sections here. That's really your difference in the color. Everything else is just solid black. So you could use a little more in the terms of paint application, but for the execution, the articulation, the paint that he does have, and all the other accessories it comes with, like his cannons, he's perfect. I can't complain about it at all. I really, really do love this figure, and I recommend him once you find him in stores, because I also recommend you don't go online shopping for this guy right now, because you will be paying double, if not triple the price. So anyway, that's going to do it for this video review. It was a long one, but there was so much to talk about on this guy, even more than Megatron himself, which is quite an accomplishment. So questions or comments, you know what to do. Hit it down below in the comment section of the video. If you like today's video review, hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to give me a sub up. If you didn't like today's video review, hit the thumbs down, and don't forget to throw in the towel, and at the same time he'll blow you away with his cannons. So anyway, this is the Unprofessional Toy Reviewer Redis Power signing off saying thank you very much for watching this, and I'll see you whenever you see me.